Stabilize! Into the wind! One with nature!
Everybody stand back!
Clear weather all around brightens the heart.
The wind knows me. Stabilize! One with nature.
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Once the snow is thick enough, we can eat it.
Stabilize!
Let's light it up! I'm going in! Let's Light it up!
The wind knows me.
Solidify!
Into the wind.
Everybody stand back! Off we go!
Wind strike.
Useless.
Stabilize!
The wind knows me.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra Abbott. Add Astra Ab.
Reduced to just standing around. How absurd. Useless.
You're attacking sacred sophia! Stop them!
One with nature.
This is order.
Useless. Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
I'm going in!
Lament. Worthless. Worthless.
Wow, there are so many of them! No wonder the Tenryou Commission needed help! Come on, Traveler, you can take them!
Torn to oblivion.
Shogun?
Oh, it's you two. It has been a long time. We have not seen each other since the resolution of the Tenryou
Okay, sounds more like A. It is you, right? You sure made short work of them! That was amazing!
I'm making early preparations for what is to come. Last time we took a walk around Inazuma together, I witnessed the way the world is today. Since then, every time I encounter an obstacle in my thinking...
Makes sense. You must get super bored being stuck in there all the time.
Might I remind you that recently, I have observed a number of changes in the external world from the plane of Euthymia. I considered this matter worthy of my attention, so I pursued them, and they led me here, where I happened. If the Shogun, rather than I, were to discover them, yes, perhaps she would have left the situation alone.
Why? Because she's just a puppet?
Precisely. According to the rules I designed for her, matters of this nature are to be delegated to the Tri-Commission. But Rift Hounds attacking the sacred Sakura... It brings back bad memories of that terrible disaster.
A disaster?
Yes. 500 years ago, a great catastrophe befell Inazuma. Everything was engulfed in a pitch-black fog, and monsters ravaged the land. Countless lives were lost, and this homeland that the people had worked so hard to build barely escaped being obliterated entirely. The monsters committed many atrocities on Inazuman soil, and the Rift Hounds were always their advance guard. Their duty was to tear open a passage through space with their claws and teeth, and then call in even more powerful beasts. So you've heard of it too. That's an episode of history that I am loath to recall. Maybe to you, it seems like my response to these creatures was an excessive one. But an excess of caution is not unwarranted in this case.
Guess you can't argue with that.
Since we are both here for the same reason, let us work together. From the traces they've left in the surrounding area, there should be many more monsters nearby. All of them must be eliminated.
Paimon feels so safe when we're in Ace Company. Oh yeah, after we've dealt with the monsters, we should ask her to tell us more about Conria. This color! It's similar to the color when the sacred Sakura takes damage. Let's follow it. It should be this way.
Into the wind.
We are lucky. The damage is not too serious. The Yashiro Commission will be...
This stuff that's flowing out, is it sap or something? And how come it's glowing? Huh? What's this? Could they be... Dead blood? Why would...
Let's search the area. Perhaps we will find out.
I can't go on like this. Not when the other troops are counting on me.
What happened here?
Who are you? What are you doing here? Run quick while you still can. The monsters will be back. We will defend Inazuma. You beasts and horrifying monsters are every last trace of humanity.
But look, none of that seems to be going on around here.
Not right now, but they'll be back. The almighty Shogun is gone. So is Kitsune Saigu. There is no one left. I don't know how long we can hold out for.
Don't worry, I'm right here.
It's the Shogun? You're back. Please, we beg you. Only the glow of your supreme lightning can dispel this terrible darkness. Please.
Calm down.
Over? But what do you mean? Shogun?
Look around you. The grass grows green and lush, and a soft breeze blows. This is Inazuma at peace, as you will... There are no monsters, nor...
What? But how? I saw them tear my comrade to shreds with my own eyes.
Hey, calm down.
I think I understand. Yes, we thank you, Your Excellency. Thank you, thank you.
What's wrong with him?
He's gone.
Paimon can't even begin to understand what that was all about. But somehow, Paimon feels all sad and hopeless.
If I am not mistaken, what we just saw was a samurai's memory that was buried in the land. The sacred sakura can absorb and purify the filth in the ley lines. After the Rift Hounds attacked, some of this filth leaked out through the cracks in the trunk and formed a physical entity. An entity formed with strong filth would be highly aggressive. But when purified, it presents in the form of a memory. Purified filth quickly dissipates and will be absorbed by the ley lines shortly afterwards. In other words, it cannot exist for too long.
So the memories of the ones that died are all appearing at this moment?
Yes. That soldier was one of the many thousands who made the ultimate sacrifice. What he was describing just now was precisely the disaster that happened in Inazuma. Yes. Inazuma was facing many great crises at that time. Some were local in origin, while others came from the now fallen kingdom of Kanria. The disaster in Inazuma caused me great concern. I felt that I had to step in before it was too late, otherwise it would spread to all of Tevat. But my friend, Kitsune Saiku, reassured me that I had nothing to worry about. She would shoulder the responsibility of protecting Inazuma and mobilize all forces at her disposal. I could tell that, although neither of us acknowledged it, we both...
So, Inazuma was attacked at the same time as when the disaster happened in...
Indeed. Countless monsters suddenly appeared throughout all of Inazuma. I never had the chance to see her one last time. But even then, Inazuma was left more devastated than we could have ever imagined. Those terrible tragedies left great wounds that are still felt to this day.
Hey?
Yes. For the longest time, all my martial might was in vain. But after my clash with human ambition, I thought, look, when I traveled around Inazuma with you, I caught a glimpse of how the nation has progressed over the centuries. Moving forward inevitably invites further loss. Just think of that soldier. Despite all the losses he had experienced, he still chose to keep fighting for the sake of moving forward. All those who sacrificed themselves back then gave their lives fighting for a future. As Inazuma's god, it is high time I honored their wishes. Warriors of the past, who spilled your blood on this land, I will never forget you.
He's taking all this pretty hard.
Come on.
Time to go.
Expected there are a load of rift hounds here too.
Leave them to me.
There is no escape. Inazuma shines eternal. Shine Illusion shattered. Now you shall perish. Shine down.
Something seems wrong with A.
Why would you ask that?
Well, usually you'd pull out your sword and swish.
You are unduly concerned. I'm simply, although I have some understanding of the situation already, I must be prepared for anything.
Makes sense. The roots seem pretty badly damaged this time. We definitely... Hey, the same light is leaking out again.
Furuyama? Is that you?
Almighty Shogun, what brings you back so soon? I thought you were off fighting a battle in a distant land.
Fighting a battle in a distant land?
Allow me to introduce Furuyama. Though blind, Furuyama is unparalleled in his ability to appraise tea.
Your Excellency, you shower me with praise undeserved. I have simply had the good fortune. It sounds like the Almighty Shogun has brought a... I'm afraid I'm unable to serve you any respectable refreshments on account... After all, it's quite...
What should we do? Oh, yeah.
I see. So, they have fought their way this far. Most of the residents in this neighborhood have already escaped. They wanted to take me with them, and now the Almighty Shogun is here. I imagine if this was something that even the Almighty Shogun was powerless to resolve, where people flee out of a desire to live on. And the desire to live on stems from a feeling of having unfinished. But me, I have no such thoughts, and I have no regrets. The Almighty Shogun often speaks to me about her dreams over tea. Just listening to her stories. One thing she always said. So you see, as bleak as things may be now,
Perhaps.
it won't be long now before I have to say goodbye to the Almighty Shogun for the last time. But I suppose it doesn't matter. Everyone says that Inazuma has turned dark now. Once this catastrophe is over, life is short. Oh, goodness me. Speaking of befuddled, look at me rambling away to my heart's content and forgetting to serve. The almighty Shogun comes to visit and I don't have the tea ready. One moment, I'll just... Where in the world is the... I hope the others didn't smash it to smithereens.
Can't see a tea set anywhere.
Really? But it's always been right by my side. I couldn't possibly have my guests fetch it them...
Don't worry about it. Take...
Almighty Shogun, you're not going too, are you? No.
This place is complicated. It's quite unlike the tea. Leave it to us.
But... Well, okay. I never thought I'd see the day that I need the almighty Shogun to personally... I can't decide whether it's a final regret or a final stroke of good fortune.
Where should we go to find a tea set? Having a cup of tea isn't exactly the most urgent thing to do right now, but at the same time...
I'm also feeling very nostalgic for his tea.
Oh, why don't we go to the Kamisato estate?
It's the Traveler. And the almighty Shogun. How might I be of assistance, Your Excellency?
I wish to borrow a tea set.
Oh, sure. Please step into the courtyard and have a rest.
Be at ease. I'm not here to see Commissioner Kamisato. Actually, I'd prefer to...
No. I am your humble servant. I daren't think of my own convenience when the almighty Shogun graces me with her presence. I'll deal with it right away.
Well, it's not often we have the chance to chat.
Right. Paimon wanted to ask that too. The almighty Shogun...
I seldom had the time to drink tea. Any free time I had was spent practicing martial arts. So, in the vast majority of cases, the one he made tea for was the former Electro Archon, who was also my sister, Raiden Makoto. He may well have had an inkling about there being two Raiden Shoguns, but the philosophy of life that he shared with us just now, that was Makoto's view on reality.
You and Makoto had pretty different views, huh?
Indeed we did. It was the biggest difference between us. In her eyes, the most precious things in this world were dreams. They are similar. When you came charging into the plane of Euthymia, I saw human aspirations. Now, it seems like
Wow.
Makoto saw a bigger picture than I did. In her view, a dream and ambition is a yearning for something material or a concrete outcome. Makoto was more concerned with the force that drives humans to constantly generate new ambitions in the first place.
That's, quite a lot to take in.
To put it simply, Makoto wasn't concerned about outcomes. I didn't understand at the time. How can we say that we are maintaining eternity when things are constantly moving forward and evolving? I suppose what it comes down to is the definition of eternity she set out with. Yes, it does. I always thought that she must have grasped some elusive, arcane wit, but in the last analysis, Makoto's philosophy was, on the surface at least, an elegantly simple one. Notwithstanding that it was also the more prudent choice, based on a more mature, far-sighted outlook.
Do you feel you're starting to understand her better now?
You have already witnessed my previous views on eternity. But now, I no longer cling to what was lost. I suppose...
Almighty Shogun, I found a tea set.
It's quite beautiful.
You are too kind. A humble servant such as I does not...
It's all good, sir. She's actually pretty chill.
Let us return. We ought not keep Furuyama waiting too long.
lady of the clan.
For a tea set himself, would he?
Or perhaps the ley lines did not have the...
So we won't get to drink his tea? We didn't even have a chance to say goodbye.
The information held in the ley lines is complex and disorderly. Well, this chance won't come often, and I've watched Furuyama brew tea on many occasions. The tea is ready. So many thoughts were racing through my head as I was brewing it. I'm not... You're right. But the things... I've been reminded of many people, too. Kitsune Saigu, Makoto, and all the other friends who I walked back at the Yashiro Commission. I kept the conversation reasonably lighthearted. The events of 500 years ago not only robbed me of my friend, Kitsune Saigu.
She died in that disaster?
Yes. She went to unlike me, Makoto was no martial artist. But this time, the circumstances were so grave that Makoto had no choice but to leave me behind. Yes. She had already lapsed into unconsciousness by that point. So all I could do was enter into her mind. It was there that we bid each other a final farewell. Why did she go to Conria first, and not I? Why did she keep me in the dark about it? Was it to shield me? It was there and then that I resolved to pursue eternity. As a testament to that decision, I saved her realm of consciousness just before it collapsed completely and brought it back to Inazuma.
That's quite a story.
When I returned to Inazuma, I was shocked to find that a great sakura tree had appeared on Mount Yogo. The tree that you know, that's exactly what everyone back then told me as well. That it had existed since time immemorial. No one questioned it. And yet, in the end, with the help of the sacred sakura...
This is all really hard.
Yes. I once told myself that but even the tea that is most bitter to the tongue, and it's time I came to terms with it all.
Oh, while we're on the topic, since you experienced...
Brother? You mean to say that he was somehow involved in the Conria disaster?
Based on what we've learned so far?
I'm sorry. I wasn't there for the whole thing, and also, my mind was consumed entirely with the plight of... So...
Oh, well, boy, both of you have
With this last cup of tea, let us honor the Tea Master's memory. Thank you, Destiny, for giving us the chance to meet again.
We should go. Let's keep following the traces.
Based on my investigation so far, I believe this next pack of monsters should be the last.
Time to go. Time to go.
Once again.
Hey!
Illusion shattered. There is no escape. Shine down.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. Remove all obstacles.
Torn to oblivion. Illusion shattered.
Maybe you should leave this one to us.
My apologies.
Don't worry about it. Just take a breather and get your strength back. We'll deal with the monsters. Look, that's the same light again.
Where am I? Who are you? Almighty Shogun, you're here too! Are you injured, Your Excellency? We, the Shogunate Samurai, will defend the Shogun until the very end.
Come on, men. They're coming back for more.
Don't!
Danger is our duty, ma'am. If we were the kinds to shy away from danger, we...
No need to worry, Almighty Shogun.
Is that a vision?
It certainly is. I know the gods are omnipotent, and their willingness to grant their power to humans means they have high expectations for us. If the Almighty Shogun is in trouble, now of all times is the moment for...
So that's how samurai of that era understood visions, huh?
Nobody knew where Your Excellency had gone, and we were starting to despair. But now, just the sight of you appearing before us once more has reignited the hope in our heart. This hope is the light that will guide us out from the darkness.
Everyone, on me!
We'll help you!
Huh? Affirmative, but watch your backs.
Protect the Almighty Shogun!
Everybody stand back. Let's light it up.
I will have order.
Solidify!
Boring.
Quake!
Teamwork is dreamwork. Disappear. Worthless.
seems like their attacks are finally over.
Thank you all.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You fought phenomenally. It was the monsters will definitely come back. And when they quickly escort Her Excellency back to Inazuma City.
When everyone sees the almighty Shogun safely returning,
Well, what are you gonna...
We will stay here and guard against the monsters' advance. We cannot afford... We are brothers in arms. As long as we stick together, we can face any number...
just leave it to us. But the almighty Shogun is the only one of us with the no matter what kind of threat faces Inazuma, we will always place our...
Thank you all very much. I should not have left it this late to make this promise. But
Don't worry, Your Excellency. With you leading us, we will claim back everything that Inazuma has...
Glory to the Shogun! Glory to the Shogun!
They're gone.
it was both. The people's sacrifice has always caused me immense pain. But the result being that in the centuries since their sacrifice, you could take the view that whatever I say, but even so, they are due a resolution.
Well, Paimon thinks that even if it's a few hundred years later...
Thank you for your comforting words. But I used to think just like that samurai. That I was but what Inazuma needs more, even though I am utterly unlike Makoto and can never become the person she was. Yes, they are. As the Raiden Shogun,
Well said. Sounds to Paimon...
change will come to Inazuma, no matter how long it takes. Now that we've dealt with the Rift Hounds, this matter is halfway resolved. It does not appear that the threat will escalate for the time being. I will leave the Tenryo and Yashiro commissions to handle.
Alrighty then, let's move on. It looks calm on the outside, but Paimon bets her. She seems to have changed a... Huh? What's wrong, What's going on? Are you feeling unwell again?
It looks like the situation... No need. I need to go to the cave below the Grand Narukami.
Why? What's in...
A battleground. One where I shall sever ties with the past.
Worthless!
We're finally here.
Whoa! Where'd the Torii Gate come from?
This is a place I once sealed off. It looks like...
Huh? What are you talking about? And who is she?
Follow me.
Where are we go? Paimon's dizzy. Where did we get sucked into this time? Whoa. This place... Look, it's another A!
We meet again, traveler. This body is an assistant to the one within. But should the one within wish to stray from the rules, this body shall stand in her way.
Wait! Paimon knows that voice! Is that...
You have wandered the realm in my body, and you appear to have... You believe your present self has greater certainty than your former self. Thus, you believe your present self is... But have you really been enlightened with new ideas? I'm here to show you my answer. We are both warriors, and the dialogue we must now have shall be conducted by the blade alone.
Wait! Are you...
The discomfort I was experiencing earlier was caused by the Shogun rejecting my continued use of her body, as she indicates. Once I started entertaining, but inside a realm of consciousness, though she is a puppet, the Shogun has her own consciousness too. When necessary, she appears here to confront me.
Paimon gets that everyone has their internal battles and stuff, but not like this! It's a bit extreme! Hey, showdown with the Shogun? Never thought we'd see that day!
The rules I set for the Shogun are... No. The Shogun herself is the manifestation of my past ideals, the very foundation stone of eternity. It shall not be easily swayed. I would not try to change her.
Isn't there any other way? Can't you hack it through or something? But they both just want the best for...
My form is a symbol of supreme majesty, in which has been... It inherits A's pain. The pain, every action undertaken, determination. Only rules shall... Those were my thoughts when I... Now... They are towering obstacles that I have no choice. You wish to make yourself mine, and I am your past, the everlasting law, the guardian of eternity. And I am she who promised a dream to her subjects. Raiden A. In the end, even the proud and mighty Oni maiden was cut down and disgraced. Though your blade has been cleansed of her blood and filth, never shall it shine as brightly as it once did. Pathetic, weak, pathetic, weak. The vision is futile, inferior, insolent. There is no... absurd. Now this ends now. The peaceful sakura blossoms that once filled the skies fell fall to the ground as pitch black rain. As long as the ley lines flow, the relentless erosion of time will never stop. Confronting shadow. Be gone! Shine down! Your verdict is decided. This world
Now you
is a
shall
fleeting
perish.
shadow. A divine lightning that envelops all of Inazuma will fade silently into the clouds. There shall never be another. Never. For the rest of time. Illusion shattered. Torn to oblivion. I shall not fall here. No escape. Insolent. Weak. Pathetic. Be gone. Inferior. The eye sweeps the land. Shattered. Now you shall perish! Euthymia crumbles before...
Have you finally defeated her?
It appears your martial prowess has not dulled. But how long can your will remain...
How the heck?
In this realm of consciousness, she was built to resist erosion.
Then, does that mean this is gonna...
Maybe. But I have to prove if I don't do this, the Shogun's rules, this is my duty. No matter how long this battle may last, months, years, centuries, and no matter how many times we must fight, I will defeat her. "500 years ago, humanity proved their strength in battle. Here in the present, they rely on their ambition to challenge wayward practices, tear them out like the diseased wood of an old sakura. It is about time I understand that. But if the dream I fight for the everlasting, I vow to the subjects of Inazuma that I shall one day return during my absence.
But this means that...
Pass on my words.
Looks like we got kicked out. Oh, what do we do? Are we really just gonna leave A in the... This making sense. And maybe this is the only way to change the Shogun's rules, but still... Right? Also, A can be pretty... What if she gets too obsessed with winning, and she forgets why she's there in the first place? It could happen. And then she might never leave again. Yeah, we should help her out. Like, is there any way we can cut down how long she needs to spend in there? Or, help her... Well, whatever. We can't let any... Oh, but we also can't... Okay, well, first things first. We gotta find a way back in. Oh, come on, brain juice. Don't feel Paimon now. Oh, you're right. Paimon, who knows if she really understands these consciousness realm plane thingies more than we do.
Someone's not in the best of moods. Let me guess. I hope you realize how lucky you are. If it was anyone else,
But you're always...
That was a figure of speech. Do you understand?
Oh, yeah. Something really big
Okay, I see. So, A's decided to palm Inazuma off on the humans, while she goes off on her own to fight a fierce battle that doesn't even have an end date. Impossibly stubborn. Jumps straight to the most extreme course of action imaginable. Presume you know as well as I do that she's always been like this. Why rushed into it without thinking? Well put. So you seem to be under the impression that I am able to offer some sort of help? Who gave you that idea?
Is she playing dumb?
Uh-huh. You're learning, little one. But really, the truth of the matter is that all I know is that it's the foundation of the sacred Sakura. And from what I've...
Because Raiden Makoto is no...
Not just because of that. The nature of the space itself is different in some way. But I can... Anyway, we needn't worry about the details. First things first. Follow me to the entrance.
Time to go.
Now then, I always have my to the outsider, the realm. In other words, even
So, it's abstract, but has a location. But you don't know where it is.
yes, no need to try and understand it. Everything is turbulent, and this is precisely why, when entering the plane of Euthymia,
What? Alright, well, Paimon's staying here then.
suit yourself. Worst case scenario, all we stand to lose is A.
Paimon's had it up to here with both of you!
Oh, well, if you're quite sure, then of course. I say. Oh, nothing. It just seems extraordinary. By the way, remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only a strong enough will can prevent you from being swallowed by the giant waves of abstract space. Well then, the door is open. Hop on in. I'll stay outside and provide what stability I can. I'll be ready to respond if anything. I'm placing my god in your capable hands. For my sake and for Inazuma's, please. Bring her back.
Nico, you better know what you're doing!
That's enough chatter. Get to work. Remember to focus constantly on your heartfelt wishes when you enter inside. Only if you are strong enough can I deliver you to the right destination.
Okay, you have returned. But how were you able to get back in? And How come you have not changed at all in all these years? This is a duel to remember. It is as if we have returned to the moment when the laws of eternity were over countless battles. Not once have you lost, and never have you had I made all enemies of eternity stand against. For your firm commitment, you bring honor to the title. Now these two return once more to this space. Then, let this be our final duel, the conclusion to that which began 500 years ago. Final duel? Stand back, traveler. I'm going to be the start of something new. The time our duels took to fight was long enough to witness the rise and fall of nations. Energy they consumed, great enough to pulverize the ocean and turn day into night. And the will they demanded, sufficient to penetrate minds and crush dreams. Yet, you have endured. I will endure forever. Shine down. Purge all obstacles. There is no escape. Eternity is in my hands. This is the end. You have won. I believed you were incapable of transcending the past. But a will that cannot be eroded has no way to embrace the... You need not worry about the future. I know your power more than anyone else. Yet, my reason for fighting, and whenever I think of this, I feel something stirring within Muso Ishin. The blade that I inherited from Makoto seems... I noticed it also. Just now in the heat of battle, it seemed to unleash anew. This power is beyond the limits. This blade belonged to Makoto. Perhaps it can only respond to me with its full power when I truly understand. And when I clasped Muso Ishin in my hands, I had the feeling that it was at once a familiar feeling. You have my approval. Your present will is not the product of erosion. From this day forth, this body will remain your assistant. I won't design any more rules that can never be changed. You used to represent my past, but Makoto never saw me as a fearless weapon. Likewise, You truly have changed. I understand. I shall become your shadow, just as you were once Makoto's shadow. The duties I perform will not change. But as a warrior, I look forward to the chance to fight like this again in the... Do you think... It was simply a new experience for me. One that is worth reliving.
Have you finished fighting them?
Hello, A. And greetings, those who have come to bear witness. I am Raiden Makoto, the previous Electro Archon, who failed in my duties. And Makoto? I'm so happy. You've come so far. I left a faint fragment of my will in Muso Ishin, so that in the moment that you unleashed its full power... a convoluted way to reach you, but... Well, you held such deeply entrenched views at the time that there was no time to wait for you to have a change of heart. Please forgive me. All I could do was find some way to wait until you came to me. But everything happened so suddenly. I've always felt terrible. I should have been the one to impart these ideas to you, a little at a time, to dissuade you from your pursuit. Did you know what was about to happen in Conrad? I had some sense of it. In my present form, but I know that this must... Don't look down on me. It was with this possibility in mind that I left a parting gift for you. Something to soothe Inazuma's pain. Here, take it, before my last shred of consciousness fades away. But it is you who must take the most important step.
The light turned into a seed?
The miracle tree that blesses the people, in this moment new to the world and yet to be known. When to plant it, where it shall bloom, she who brings it into being must let her heart and dreams decide. Grant it life, eh? Is it really? Eternity extends time into infinity. Dreams illuminate each moment within. When both shine in unison, the sacred Sakura blooms from the darkness, finally free from the clutches of the heavenly principles. Now the nightmare has dissipated, and reality is made whole. The vision we both yearn for is still further ahead. My only regret is that I cannot witness Inazuma's future. Nor can I walk this journey with you. Do you know, I am so happy right now, because my final wish has now come true. Your polearm once protected me from countless calamities. For this, I've always felt indebted to you. Though I could never repay you in full, this sacred Sakura will buy you some time until you are ready to awaken and embrace the new. What do you think? Did it do the trick? This time, it really is goodbye, eh? Goodbye, Makoto.
So the A of the present planted the sacred Sakura in the realm of consciousness, and it took root in the Inazuma of the past. No matter what you make of it, it's quite an...
All of this is thanks to Makoto's power. Eternity is a concept intimately connected with time.
A place where time is meaningless and cannot be understood with ordinary logic. Perhaps that is the reason why you were able to... And yet, that sense of disorder...
I don't fully understand yet.
Well, I'm not...
Without the sacred Sakura, Inazuma would likely have been...
I know you've always perceived there was something special about the sacred Sakura, but to me, it has always been there. You've tried in the past to prove to me that there's a connection between the sacred Sakura and Makoto's consciousness, but unfortunately, you never did persuade me, did you?
No, but I understand why now. It was because the sacred Sakura hadn't even been planted then.
But don't you think that tree looked a lot different than how it does now?
The sacred Sakura is within my purview at the shrine, so obviously I get to prune it exactly how I like it.
Ugh. Now we see who's pulling the strings.
I'm joking. That tree has been through a lot since it first sprouted. We have the loving care of Kitsune over the ages to thank for how it appears today. And obviously I played my part too. It's fair to say that very little time passed between the moment you came out of that realm and the moment you re-entered it. But in that same time, centuries of battling took place on the inside, did it not? Traveler, if I'm guessing correctly, you were repeating your wishes to yourself in your mind, weren't you? At that time, I could sense A's whereabouts, but I also sensed anomalies in the flow of time within that space. Suffice to say, time added a whole new dimension to our search. Simply establishing a location was not sufficient. Fortunately, your will was strong enough that the turbulence carried you to the moment in time most likely to be the intersection of all that you were wishing for. The flow of turbulence may well have been influenced by Makoto, but it took everyone's efforts combined to ultimately help A. So this time, it looks like thanks are due to you.
Does that mean it wasn't by chance that we ended up at the final duel? We were always meant to be there to witness what was going to happen?
I thought that the flow of time was the same on the inside and the outside, so it was a great shock to me when the traveler reappeared. My first thought was, has a great disaster befallen Inazuma? But it turned out you had come to rescue me. You came for my sake, to help me reach the best possible outcome. You too have my thanks. You have done much for me, and I will never forget it.
A, how are you feeling now?
My body has fully recovered, and the Shogun's will no longer fights against me.
Always thrilled to hear you're in good health. But I was really asking about your emotions. Have you managed to calm down? After all, you saw Makoto in there, didn't you?
I only heard her voice. I wouldn't say I saw her. I'll be fine. It brought a few things back, of course, but I've made my decision to move forward. I have to say, this has reminded me once again just how brilliant Makoto was. She predicted all the ways in which Inazuma's future could unfold, all the way back then. She even factored my immaturity into her plan. It's all thanks to her that Inazuma lived to see this day. I just planted a seed.
Yeah, it was thanks to everything you did that you got to see her again.
Thank you.
Today, at long last, you and Inazuma finally emerge from the shadows cast by the events of centuries past. Makoto and you are Inazuma's past and future, and both are indispensable.
It's rare to hear such comforting words from you. I graciously accept them.
Oh, come on. You only think it's rare because you never used to listen to a word I say.
Makoto said the exact same thing.
Great minds think alike, I wonder, does that qualify me to, maybe, take the position of Shogun for a couple of days? Actually, no, forget that. Far more trouble than it's worth.
We will have to end the frivolities there. There is much work to be done. The Shogun and I will closely review the Inazuma of today to find out where things currently stand. Then, we will give careful consideration to the future. After that, I will abolish the Sakoku decree.
Really? That's huge news!
I am no longer pursuing an eternity defined by stasis. In which case, there is no further need to keep the nation under lock and key. I don't doubt that many challenges lie ahead for Inazuma. I'm looking for... Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma, but I am prepared for them.
Yaimiko said nothing of the sort. And the traveler, some words are not to trust me. You don't want to know the cost of betraying me.
What are you talking about?
Nothing.
Many challenges still lie ahead for Inazuma.